So good morning guys, and welcome back to the Khwae Noi River. This is the same raft, Smiler's Raft, that I did my last video a little bit over a month ago now. I posted that video. I've been out of Thailand working a lot with work, haven't really had the time or any weekends to come fishing. So this is the first full weekend I've had. I've come back, I've got a bit of unfinished business here. There's some really interesting fish that are coming out of this river. John got some really good ones last time, crystallite, catfish. He got that golden fin barb. He's also had Julians in the past. I'd like any of those fish. And then John and Dan came here recently, their video, The Overrated Anglers. I'll leave a link in the video description. And they took some really interesting fish out as well. So put myself back on, 2 nights. It's just me and just me and the girlfriend. Gonna fish for 2 days and hopefully try and take out any of those interesting fish. I think Maya's just planning on eating for the next 2 days. The amount of food we brought is ridiculous. We're going to start off with some chicken from 5 Star Chicken. So I finally got the rods ready to cast out and everything sorted for the evening. Keeping it simple, I'll just show you the rods. So 4 rods. I got 2 8000s, 2 6000 OCs. The rig, a lead weight of about 1 ounce. The feeder, and what's that, about 3 inches to a size 10 hook. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's not an eagle. That's just the fish farm playing eagle sounds, trying to scare off any predatory birds. So yeah, 4 rods set up, and for the bait it's just bread mix, ram mix, a lot of fish meal. I've gone quite heavy with the fish meal because the thought is that they're feeding the tilapia sort of a fish meal based pellet, and if that gets through the nets and the wild fish are eating that, they should feel quite comfortable to eat a fish meal flavored bait. You can see that here there's 1 2 3 4 or 5 dead tilapia in that net, and then when he comes back he'll just scoop them up and throw them over the side. So if I can catch some small fish, I'll do what I was saying with the live bait rod just down here at the side. But yeah, ready to go. I've not long cast these out, and that rod there has bounced a couple of times, but that's not a good sign. Mr. Yim, Mr. Smiler, the owner of the raft, and what we've seen in practice is the rods have to be out there for at least an hour before you stand any chance of catching something decent, like maybe a Julian's. So if you cast them out and you get a fish within the first 15-20 minutes, half an hour, chances are it's going to be something relatively small that you really wasn't aiming to get. Climbing perch, one of those fake sways, those blast angawats, something like that. I'm really just setting up, waiting for the night session. Most of the Julians seem to come at the night, so get myself all set up, and then tonight I'll be sitting here and hoping that a Julians comes along, a nice big Soldier River barb, something like that. First fish, it's one of those beardless barbs with the spot on the end of the tail, small one, but potentially a good live bait size. So I'll stick him in the net and I'll set up the live bait rod now and put that down at the side of these nets. See if I can't take a predatory fish out later on today. Second fish, Soldier River barb. I haven't even got my own hooking mat out, but anyway. Soldier River barb, second fish of the trip. Catching Soldier River barb is good because they have the same mouth as a Julian, so if you can catch them, your rig should work for a Julian's, or at least that's my theory. I haven't actually caught a Julian's yet, but it's a little Soldier River barb, but it actually took line. Ooh. Oh, scrap. Oh, yeah. Little Soldier River barb. Great scrap, took line. I thought that was bigger than it actually was, the way it went off. It's almost 6 PM on the first evening. I've caught, I think, 3 beardless barbs and 2 Soldier River barbs. A few fish, it's not too bad. And time to get ready for dinner. So Mr. Yim, the owner of the raft, has brought us over the little barbecue thing. We got some pork from Macro. We're going to do a little mukata, if I can get it lit. half asleep, heard a jingle, jingle, jingle. Managed to get to the rods going, ah! It's the Julians! I've got one! Now I can go to sleep. Absolutely tangled up all 3 rods. A right mess, but I don't mind. Okay, so we've got a bit of light on it. I'll do a little bit of video now, but I will put him in the net, and hopefully tomorrow, when we get some daylight, I'll get a better photo. But before we lose the opportunity, wild Julians! I did it! I got one! Not a monster, but I'm well happy with that. I only got 2 Soldier River barb all day and a couple of little bearded barbs, so I'm starting to think it probably wasn't going to be a very good session with all the stuff coming down the river. And then as soon as it gets dark, I get a Julians! Okay, I'm gonna put it in here. I was lying in bed and I told myself, get up you lazy bastard and cast those rods out, and that'll take you through until 6 in the morning. Just cast out. It's wiped out 3 rods, but I don't mind. Fat little black shark minnow. A chunky black shark minnow. He's gonna have to go into the net. I need a weight on him. I think that's a personal best black shark minnow, even from fishing parks, and to get one from the river, great. Okay, try and put this in the net without losing it, and then I'm going to try and sort these rods out again, because I can't sit here for the next 4 hours with those rods all tangled up. This Julian's trying to jump out. I keep seeing him jump. It looks pretty secure. I hope he stays there until the morning. So good morning and welcome to day 2. This is Saturday morning on the raft. Last night I was up and down every couple of hours. I have a fish. Like I was saying before I get interrupted, I've got a fish. Blast angle, wow, that's probably one of the bigger ones I've ever caught, for sure. These things are crazy spiky. John, Harvey and Dan from Overrated Angler, I'll leave a link in the video description to their last video here at the raft, only a few weeks ago now. They caught a few of these, and unfortunately one of them managed to stab John in the hand. You've got to be really careful when you handle these catfish in Thailand. I still haven't got feeling in the side of my hand from a Mekong that stabbed me during COVID time a good few years ago. Yeah, the pectoral fins and the dorsal fins on these things are nasty sharp, and they have a lot of nasty bacteria as well, so if they do stab you, it can be quite painful. I've got to try and get this off now without getting stabbed myself. Probably just unhook it and drop it straight back into the river. Looks a bit like a Khwae, a striped catfish, but the eyes are much bigger. There we go. And all without getting stabbed, which is good. So as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by that little fish. Yeah, last night I was up and down every 5, well, it felt like every 5 minutes, probably every sort of hour and a half, 2 hours. Caught a few fish during the night. I caught a couple of Soldier River barb, maybe a pound and a half. A Smith barb, just put those straight back. I got the Julians, which I've been trying to get for a while here. Wasn't a massive one, but I've got it. It's in the keep net, assuming it hasn't escaped. It was trying to jump out, and I got a really fat black shark minnow. So as soon as the sun comes round and I get some sun on this deck, I'll get them both out of the keep net and do some photos, take a weight on them. And while I'm thinking about it, I'll also put a link in the video description to Andrew's YouTube. So Andrew Hargreaves, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, he's got a YouTube channel called Andrew's Angling Adventures, and fair play to him. He came over to Thailand, he rented himself a car, He had the goal of disappearing up to find some Goonch catfish, and he did it as well. And he broke the trip into 3 videos, caught a few interesting fish along the way. So if you're interested in watching Andrew head out on his little adventure and catch those Goonch catfish, I'll leave a link in the video description to that. Look at that for breakfast: cereal with strawberries fresh from the market, bananas, they were fresh a couple of days ago, and some raisins. My, thank you. Yet again, another fish that's managed to wipe out 2 of the rods. It doesn't matter where you cast them, they all seem to just drift into one spot out there, and then you get a fish and might be able to save this, Proper soldier river have. Now the sun's come out, I'll try and get the other. Now that the sun's come out, I'll try and get the other fish out, and we'll do some photos with the other fish, but I need to put some suntan lotion on. It's so hot, the sun today. Thank you. Right, give me 5 minutes and I'll get the other fish out. Okay. This has got plenty of poke in it. He's up die. Okay. And the goddamn from last night, the black shark minnow, he is chunky. I'm going to get a quick weight on him in my ABC Guam store shop. This is now my unofficial weigh sling. And get him in.พี่ยิ้มคิดว่ากิโลประมาณ3 โล 8อะไรเลย3 โล 2.9 What a cracking fish. 3 o'clock in the morning this one woke me up. Bye bye. Oh yeah, look at that for a catch. SnaggedBro, eat your heart out. Oh yes, a shoe. It's not even a branded one, it's some cheap nasty supermarket rip-off. I'm so lucky. It's right around 5:30 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. I've been fishing during the day, but it's been really hot. Next to no bites. I did catch one little barb, beardless barb, but other than that, next to no bites, next to no knocks, no interest at all. It's just red hot. And there's been a lot of wood coming down the river and wiping me out from time to time. But hopefully it's going to cool down in the next hour or so. We'll have some dinner and I'll be able to cast out and keep the rods in the water all night. Who knows, maybe even another Julians will come along. Mr. Yim and his friend have brought us some fresh water. You do have good water here, but it's not pumped, so you can only use the taps that are lower than the tank. Even though there is a shower in the bathroom, it's not going to work. Yep. Little sucker. Looks very dark on the screen. Does it look dark?
It's okay. Okay.
Yeah. Little sucker. I have no idea what time it is. I just got woke up by the bows. But another armored catfish, black sucker. A little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit bigger than the last one. If it is, it's just a touch. Okay, back to bed. So it's what day is it today? I don't know. Sunday morning. gonna have to head back into Bangkok in about an hour, so I'll be tidying up, just bringing the rods in. Didn't even know I had a fish on, little tiny, okay, calm down, little photo, and then you can go back. Little Soldier River barb, probably going to be the last fish of the session. Really quiet last night, just got two, I think they call them plecos, the armoured catfish. I got two plecos last night and the Soldier River barb. Quite a quiet night, but hey, I got the fish I wanted, so it's all good. So there we have it, all packed up. Should get picked up by Mr. Yim in 15-20 minutes. Good session. Ended up with the Julians and the black shark minnow. Not as many species as last time, but a new species, so that's always welcome.